Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to divide by sheep. So what I want to do here is turn on the parental control and see what the game looks like in these early stages with that. And then we'll just very quickly hop into the level. So the goals have now immediately switched and we now have a death platform. So it makes me think, and the easiest way to do this would just be to go back to the menu and flip the switch again so we can get a direct comparison. It makes me think that it was in safe mode originally and that the button is implying you need to click it to get into warrior mode. No, it's just that at number 11 it changes what your goals are from the looks of it. It's kind of funny to even have settings up here. Yeah, it is kind of funny to just have settings up here when you're just duplicating the settings, but you're duplicating them in a different place. Under the pause menu you have your volume. You don't have the adult, I guess, switch here. But yeah, kind of weird to have the settings over there in the main menu. Really, it would have made more logical sense to have the gear image here and a settings from that instead of having a pause menu, a play menu, and a reset menu. So I guess the thing here is that the first thing we want to do is satisfy 5 wolves. How can we do that? We have 6 wolves here. We have 6 sheep here. If these 6 sheep jump this way, it would satisfy 6. Let's just do that. And yeah, they get eaten. Oh, has it always been the case that we could just maybe get the wolves to jump? Oh. Okay, so you've been able to play this whole time by moving the wolves. And yet, the first 10 levels didn't even really tell you that. Well, so is that going to be 5 or is that going to be 6? Interesting. So it wants full wolves, not hungry wolves. So we throw that, and that was wrong because the platforms leave as soon as you have a sheep on it. So I guess it's just a case you satisfy all these guys, then you throw them, and yet they don't really want to throw after they've been fed. So it's got to be... And see, is this really math at this point, or is this just a case of yeah, I suppose this is subtraction still. So this guy needs to stay where he is, but we don't need to add any more stuffed wolves. So if I were to stuff these 2 wolves, then only 3 should jump. And then only 3 should jump. And then you're going to take these 6 and go this way and do this and then do this, and then you're going to have your 4 to go that way. And so now we have wolf rafts and we now have sheep rafts, and as far as the wolves eating the sheep, that animation seems the same, which makes it feel like the goriness is literally just going to remove bloody elements. Now this is weird because I don't see any way that you could actually get 5 together. Like, we can't move the raft. We can't have the sheep jump farther. So it would have to be something along the lines of, I don't know. This would be 4. If I threw this down, it would be 5. Well, 6. But there's no way to raise platforms here. So then you go back this way, and you go this way. And he's just gonna wait? I don't feel like they waited before. Well, if he's just gonna wait, then it's pretty easy. Maybe not that easy, though. If we do this, this would be 4. We're trying to get... this probably is something as simple as just like doing this, isn't it? Just going around and doing the full loop. Yep. Nothing too special there. And I assume we're just not going to see the we just won't see the lasers until we leave this green world. Okay. If I did this, that's going to leave exactly 1 space. I have no idea how you'd pull this off then, otherwise. Do something like that, I guess. We now know we can move the wolves. Can we get 3 sheep any other way? Okay, because now we have like 1 wolf. But how do we get 3 sheep and how do we get 2 sheep? We probably have 2 sheep here. And if I was to bump up this in this direction, it would just turn into 5 sheep. If I was to do this and then toss one of these guys, then we have 3 sheep. Yes, but then we don't have a single wolf willing to move. So the move is probably this first, and then let's see. Can't split up the groups. So if I was to do this, I'd have 2. If I was to do this, I'd have 2. In no way does that help. If I was to put this down this way, I'd have 3. So maybe it is a case where you're just going around in circles here. I get you your 3 sheep. Now how would you get 1 wolf? Or even at that, how would we get? Like, how would you get your 2 sheep? Well, 2 sheep's fine. You just need 1 wolf. So actually you have to do this, don't you? No, I don't think that works either. Yeah, I don't see a split here where you can divide 2 by 2 and end up with 1. So these puzzles are definitely getting trickier as far as just trying to figure out how can you have 1. This going down this way would just fill up 2 spaces, leaving you with 3 spaces, which is fine for that first spot. This way would give you 1. Okay. And then I guess this is how you get to 2 here. That way. There we go. Yeah, increasingly I'm gonna just go quiet in the middle of these puzzles. Okay. Then this is gonna come down straight to just how do you lose things? I mean, you have to start with 3, and then we just need 2 after that point. So if I lose all 4 of these, that seems like that's a hassle. I guess if we go 3 here, and then that gives you 3. And then maybe hit 3 here. That gets you back to that spot. Then maybe you can just do something like that. Then maybe you can do just something like that, but you've just lost so many sheep at that point. It's not gonna work. Yeah, almost certainly this has to be the first move. Then it is just going to be a move of, I guess maybe you throw these 4 this way and then you lose 4. If we did that, then you're losing quite a bit. You need at least 2 left. Let's do that. I lose 4. You now need 2. Then there's your 3. And so you just absolutely need these extra. These, and these all must play a big role. And yeah, if I threw this way or this way, I would lose 3 for kind of no reason. We're trying to subtract by the minimum here. And just to confirm, we can't just overshoot it. You'll just get an X, which any of these would move the level forward if we just wanted to move the level forward. Unfortunately, I just don't think that there's a math problem here that really plays any real role or is going to solve the mathematical idea faster. So I guess what we might be doing is just going in circles here. Doing like that, then that, then that. Then doing that, and that. And then doing that, and then that, and then that. Whoops. I wish there was a way to undo. Like, pretty obviously that would have been helpful in that case. And it definitely feels like there's room for speeding up this whole process. Also, another question I guess to ask is, would the platform last in 3 steps? Or would it leave after two groupings of sheep land? Always. So now we've got the lasers being introduced. A little bit earlier than I thought it would be. So the lasers, I believe, are going to represent the vision. So if we can test that, we'll see that split us, and we can see there's no blood and gore here. And if we threw that, that counts as 2. So it divides the sheep in half, putting them on a platform, taking up twice as much space. Okay. So what we really are looking for on this platform is 8. There's actually only 7, enough space for 7. So that gives us 3. Going through the laser a second time does nothing. An interesting question as far as just what's 1.5 count as. It's just depicted as a half, alright. And this is just going to be like a way overshoot. So what we should do first is go back to the menu and turn on the bloody mode, I guess, and see the difference there. Wait a minute. Did I misread this? Why is this one labeled as only 1 star? I guess that's the one we're on, but I guess we could just skip to the next level because we had gotten at least 1 star. It's kind of funny, it unlocks the next level even though you reset. Okay. So the first part of this, here you can see the blood. And honestly, I think I'd probably just want to turn the blood off. I think it is pretty frivolous depiction here. It seems kind of ridiculous. You're making what is a math game too gory and too grotesque. You're going from cartoon violence to real world violence, and I just don't see a reason for that. And so I guess you can mix live sheep and bandaged sheep. So I guess I'll probably, let's just turn off the blood. I think that's ridiculous. Yep. And yes, I know it's the gimmick of this game, but it's a dumb gimmick. What can I say? Like, they didn't think hard enough as a way of how you would divide things in half. Because, yeah, certainly when you're programming this game, you wouldn't have sheep per se. You just have object getting divided in half. And if it was an inanimate object, that would probably have been a better move in particular, as far as things in half. Immediately, just thinking about it for less than a minute, like, this game could have been called Cut to Cheese, and you could have had pieces of cheese going through knives or lasers being cut in half. Same idea. And then you're just bouncing around cheese. You get rid of the background of it being in the world as much as it is on just a fancy table. You could then play with that idea more. And in this game you have sheep and wolves and maybe dogs. We'll see later. But with cheeses you could have a much wider variety of cheese. You could have stinky cheese. You could have Swiss cheese. You could have just your mozzarella white cheese. Your cheddar red, yellow cheese. There's a lot of room for something like that. You could throw in pepperoni, you could throw in crackers, cheese could land on crackers, and then you could put a cracker on top of the cheese to make a cheese cracker sandwich. You could melt cheese on a hot plate on the floor. You could take the exact same mathematical concepts, make it inanimate objects, and then you have less goriness, more kid-friendliness. And Cut to Cheese still could have fart effects and be childish, silly like that. Okay, so we need 4 to start with. I don't really know how we would get to 4. Like, first of all, we would have to eliminate and make room to start with, because like this can't go here, so this has to go here just by basic logic. Then this might go here, but I doubt we would add up to anything there. I feel like the move may have been to put this here, and then that would have taken up a lot of space. Let's see what the numbers would add up to if we had done that. If this was just taking up 4 spots and equals 2, and then this goes this way, that does nothing. Interesting. So it reacted differently than what I expected. The sheep just landed on the half sheeps and tossed them in the water. So obviously that's not the right move. Let's test what happens in the opposite direction. So cut in half sheep replace what's there, and sheep replace what's there. So it works both ways. That gets us to 4. And then I guess the question would come down to, is there a way to get to 5? Like, this is probably your 6 without doing anything else. And this holds 6 spots. So I think you just slice these in half, put these here, and then you do this. That seems like that's probably an out of order number. Like 2 halves here, 2 halves here, and 1 half here. I doubt that's gonna round up into 5. No, it is not. So we know that's the first step. Then 6 must be from these two, which must mean that the 6 here is just going to divide into 5 halves this way, which that's not 5 by any means. And that doesn't leave enough sheep. And I can't imagine that there's another way to do this, because this would just be in the way. Like, if it was to put the 3 here and then split the 2 here, which would also equal 5, there's no way to merge that back together. I wonder if maybe there was a way to move the halves over this way, and then maybe move this back this way. But then what do? Do you move this over this way? It doesn't feel like that's going to work. It gets you like 3.5. And there's just no merging things back together. I probably should just move forward, and frankly I should just end the episode here. Yeah, let's finish this one puzzle. We went a little long today. Is there any possibility that I'm wrong about this? I just don't think there is. I think that's the first move. If there was a way to turn off the lasers, that might do something. But yeah, you throw these that way, it doesn't do anything. Perhaps the trick here is to just move the numbers around. This seems like this would get you to 4 if we did that. Yeah, like 4.5 now. Not 5. And I don't think you're doing anything if you go back that way. I don't think you're doing anything if you go that way. And if you overshoot it, you just overshoot it. If there was a way to move things around to get to 4 in some other way, like I just don't see it. Like, you can't move this out of the way. It's gotta be that. Which then sets you up in a position here. Six divided in half, or 3 divided in half is 2.5, or 1.75, I guess. I guess it's not really full division, is it? This here, these 3, would have given me 6. Yeah. 3 multiplied by 2, really. It's not division at all. As much as you're dividing parts in half, yes, but you're actually doubling the amount of space they're taking. Alright. And see, that puts you in that 1.5 weird spot. Which if you put this on a 3 spot, then that would just make it 1 extra. You could maybe get to 4.5 that way. If we did this, that's not 5 either. Interesting that the full sheep was not kept. The halves were kept. Now it feels like that's where the game would really start to confuse the issue quite a bit. We would need 1/2, just 1/2 of a sheep somehow, or 1 full sheep in this spot. If this was supposed to interact in some way, we would need, yeah, like 2 halves here, basically, I guess, since we don't have any wolves, to account for the rest, and then we could get to 5 using that. But there's kind of no way to do that, is there? This plus that in that direction plus that still is 4. But then 5 is just eluding me completely. Yeah. The only 5 number you even have here is this. And so if you throw that way, you immediately lose enough to actually Succeed. Yeah. Yeah, and there definitely is a danger here that the difficulty level may just go up really high. On these puzzles. 3 here. If I added 3 here, well, then you would just add 3 there. So something has to be split. It's just gotta be the case. And 3 being split gets you to that spot. And then if I was to do like 3 here, I would lose 2 more. Maybe that's it. Okay, how many in total do we now have? We have 1 sheep, 2 sheeps, 3 sheeps, 4 sheeps. We would need 5 sheeps. I give up at this point. Yeah. Yeah, that's just 4. Meanwhile, yeah, and that just overloaded it, and that just leaves it there. Alright, we've gone long, and 16 puzzles into this, I've already run into problems. The hope when you run into a situation like this is that you would learn something in future puzzles that would make previous puzzles easier. We'll see if that really happens. Now this is where your star system comes into play. We have 46 out of 90 stars. We need 65 to unlock the Ice World. So if I literally could not solve any of the remaining puzzles, or if I couldn't just solve it to any level to even unlock the next puzzles, then I would still be at just a dead standstill where the game would force me to keep on playing the same level over and over again. Fortunately, most star systems are designed to try and avoid that as best as possible. I've never really seen a game though, if you just failed enough times, would let you skip a level. It does happen occasionally, but I couldn't name a game recently that has done that. That probably is the next step, is that if you fail something 2 or 3 times, even if you fail something once, just completely total fail, there should probably be a skip button. But yeah, star systems almost never accommodate for skipping the levels, and even if you could skip the levels, you still would need stars to get to the next section. Anyways, we've gone really long. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.